What's up, Ty Crandall here with Credit Suite. Glad everybody could join us today. So today we are going to dive into your DUNS number. We're going to dive into your Paydex score. Today I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to do to get started with DMV to start your business credit profile and score. I'm going into this topic because I get a lot of inquiries about this. A lot of people are still asking me about what Dun & Bradstreet offers. Hey, what's up, Bosty? What's up? I can never say that right, but thank you very much for coming today. I get a lot of questions about what DMV is charging, whether when their calls are coming in and their emails, whether they're legitimate, whether you need to pay them or you don't. Hey, Attorney Chris, welcome to the scope today. I'm glad you're here. I finally got to watch one live. Yay, Greyhouse Consulting, welcome. What's up, Evelyn? I appreciate you coming back. So I get a lot of inquiries about Dun & Bradstreet. Should you pay them? Should you not pay them? What's their business credit builder program about? Do you have to pay for your DUNS? Do you have to pay to activate your credit profile? Hello, Teresa. Thanks for coming today. I get a lot of inquiries about this. So today we're going to dive into that topic. I'm going to decode Dun & Bradstreet. I'm going to teach you how to get a good Paydex score with DMV. I'm also going to teach you how to get your DUNS number for free. Credit Consultant Services, hey, welcome to the scope today. I'm glad you could make it. So I'm going to decode all that for you today. I'm going to map out how you get set up with DMV, how you know if you have a credit profile with DMV, how you get your free DUNS, how you expedite your DUNS number without paying a ton of money to do so. And I'm even going to talk as well about what is needed for you to establish an awesome Paydex score. Even talk about a few options that you can use to actually get set up with an awesome Paydex score. So first of all, before we dive in too far, let me talk to you about who Dun & Bradstreet is. Dun & Bradstreet is the biggest business credit reporting agency. It's a scam. Awesome. Give us some feedback, man. Tell us why business credit is a scam. Please, we're listening. Please give us some info. We'd like to know. What's up? Welcome. Thanks for coming. So Dun & Bradstreet is the biggest business credit reporting agency that exists, right? There's 3 business credit reporting agencies. The main ones we need to know about in this country. Equifax and Experian have commercial divisions, and Dun & Bradstreet is the biggest business credit reporting agency. So I have an 80 Paydex, but I can't get store credit cards. F1, I'll tell you why. That's probably because you don't have enough trade lines. To get store credit cards, you're going to have at least 3 to 6 trade lines reporting to the business credit reporting agencies. If you don't, you will not get approved with most stores. So DMV is the biggest business credit reporting agency. They've actually been around since 1841, about 80 years before the first consumer credit reporting agency. As a matter of fact, 4 U.S. presidents actually worked for Mercantile Agency, which joined with Dun & Company a long time ago to become Dun & Bradstreet. So the most credible business credit reporting or credit reporting agency you'll see. I have 10 vendors, 3 payment experiences. Are they all reporting? It doesn't matter how many accounts you have. What matters is how many payment experiences that you have reporting, that you verified are actually on your business credit reports. So type in a message and tell me how many you verified. Now only 3, then wait for a few more to get on there. Look, some stores will approve you with 3 vendor accounts, but the problem is other stores won't. So you either need to choose some other stores to apply for, or you want to get at least 3 more reported, and when you get 6, most major stores will start to approve you. So DMV is the biggest business credit reporting agency, and to get set up with them, you first get set up with your DUNS number with DMV. Now, your DUNS number with DMV is also used and required for several credit issuers. Some credit issuers will ask for your DUNS number with DMV to even approve you initially for any kind of credit for your business. Okay, your Paydex score, which is issued by DMV, is the most widely used credit score in the business credit reporting agency. So you should have a good positive Paydex score to really be able to start getting store and cash credit. Somebody says, on the virtual address, use the exact address, add my PNB. Ask that question again. I got that on the virtual address part. Just tell me the rest. Hello, Ange. Thanks for coming today. So the very first step, one of your initial steps to get set up with business credit building is to go to creditsuite.com/reports. And I'll show you exactly what this looks like. So if you go to creditsuite.com/reports, then at this place, you could check and see if you have anything reporting with the business credit reporting agencies now. Hello, I appreciate it. I'm going to change my address on DMV. It's my apartment. I'm going to use my virtual address. DMV won't let you use a virtual address, so I would leave that alone. They're one of the groups that will not allow you to use a virtual address. So if you go to creditsuite.com/reports, you can click here with Experian, Equifax, and DMV to see if you have any kind of credit profile set up. Now, when you click, you're able to either search by your business name or your DUNS, okay? F1, I can't pull up your report right now. As a matter of fact, all we pull up is credit safe reports right now, and they're not pulling up a ton of information, but I will have the ability back to pull multiple reporting agencies sometime soon. I'll keep you in the loop. Guys, thanks for whoever's going crazy on the love button. I appreciate that. So once you go to creditsuite.com/reports and go to DMV, you can search your business right here. Now, if you, royalty, welcome. So when you search your business right here, and let's just type in Renatus, for example. I'm not sure where they're at. Let's just see if we can search with that. Actually, let me do our company. So when we come in here and you do a search, okay, then what happens is they're going to tell you right away whether or not you do or you don't have a credit report. They're going to ask for your state, they're going to ask for your business name, and you're either going to pull up information there or you're not going to pull up information. So you can see here they pull up our company, they pull up our location. If you do this search, then that means DMV has nothing on you. They don't know you exist. There's no record on you whatsoever. If something does pull up, it's worth your while to pull your business credit reports. Now somebody says, on the virtual address, do I use the exact address or add my PMB number after the address? You use your exact business address on the virtual address. If it includes like a suite number, then you include that as well. So you want to do that first search, creditsuite.com/reports. Guys, thanks for going crazy on the loves and thank you for the shares. I appreciate that. Then the next thing you want to do is see if you've got set up with DMV. If you have no records set up, you're good. You're starting from scratch. If you do, it's probably worth pulling your reports to see if anything's on there. You might even have a DUNS number and not know about it, so it's worth getting with them to find out. You can also go to iUpdate, and you can search iUpdate to pull up DMV's iUpdate search, where you can actually update information and see what's reporting. I just talked to Lance, and my business won't come up. I just talked to Lane. That could be. You know, you might not have accounts reporting on your business credit reports, or he probably pulled a credit safe report, which could mean that maybe some accounts aren't reporting on credit safe, but they're reporting with another reporting agency. So there's a couple options that could create that. So when you come in, you don't have anything set up, the next thing you want to do is get your free DUNS number. Now your DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet is absolutely 100% free. And if you go our friendly Google here, and you type in free DUNS, you're going to see right here from Dun & Bradstreet where it says free DUNS, dunandbradstreet.com. You click here, and once you click, you can get started right there to get your free DUNS number. Now, once you go through this Dun & Bradstreet process, there's about 5 steps through this process. I clicked. It says get your DUNS, get your government contractor, or a couple other options. So if you're a government contractor and you choose this option, you're going to get your DUNS number faster than if you're not a government contractor, choose this option. So if you want the fastest option and you're a contractor, this is it. If not, you can go to get your free DUNS number right here, and then this starts the process. Now they're going to about 5 different steps in order to get information from you. It's pretty elaborate. About 10-15 minutes, you'll go through this process of getting set up with DMV. I got my DUNS done. It was awesome. Cool. Perfect. Now they give you a cool option at the end. When you're done with this process, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Welcome, James BR. Welcome to Periscope. It's your first day today. Welcome. When you're done with this process, I was just joking. Well, that's not, you don't like DMV's process. It is pretty elaborate. It's 10-15 minutes to set it up. They ask you for everything. Personal info, business info, a lot of stuff. They will not let you use a virtual address. You have to use a real physical address when you set up your DUNS. It will not affect your ability to get credit. The real physical address or virtual address only matters when you're applying for actual credit applications. With DMV, they're going to make you actually supply your actual physical address, not your virtual address. So this process takes about 10 to 15 minutes to go through. At the end, they give you an option now for $50 to expediting your DUNS number. Now, that being said, if you don't have or if you don't pay them, it'll take about 3 to 4 weeks to get your DUNS. If you do pay them, you'll get your DUNS number in about 1 to 2 weeks. So it could save you about 2 weeks worth of time if you pay them the $50. Whether it's worth it for you or not, I can't really tell you. But you go through this process. It's 5 steps, okay? And welcome, Badassy. That's a cool name. It's your first day on Periscope. What's an EIN? An EIN is the government-issued number that your business has here in the United States. Should a person exaggerate employees And dumb question, what is a virtual address? Okay, so employees, it matters on your Secretary of State. That's when you file your annual report is where most of them will get your employees from. You can use DMV's iUpdate service to do that. Employees don't matter. Your business credit report has your employees and it has your revenue and your profits. Your revenue and profits matter for employee more than employees in most cases. So that is probably what you're looking at there. It doesn't really matter if you exaggerate or not. Somebody asked what a virtual address is. A virtual address, following your steps, I got mine in exactly 3 weeks without paying for it. That's about normal. About 2 to 3 weeks is what we see. They tell you it takes 30 days. Okay, somebody else asked, what's a virtual address? A virtual address is a real physical address that you're just getting mail at that you can use in places like lending applications. So for example, let's say I'm working from home and I don't want to use a home address on a credit application. I can pay for a virtual address, and you can get one at creditsuite.com/virtual. I can pay for a virtual address, and then that virtual address I can put on my loan application. I can get mail there, and the virtual address just takes my mail and forwards it to me. So it gives me the credibility of having a real physical address without having to pay the rent of having a real physical address. Can you use a P.O. box? Absolutely not. You can never use a P.O. box address or a UPS address on credit applications. Is one of the easiest ways you'll get denied. Thank you guys again for the love and thank you for the shares. So back to the topic at hand. You go through this process 10 to 15 minutes and then you'll actually be sent an email notifying you send to you. It looks just like this. It says, thank you for using iUpdate DMV. We don't charge businesses to update their company information, It's telling you right now, here's a DMV address iUpdate account request. Well, the iUpdate request is to actually set up the account. It's a pretty standard email. Now, once you do this, you're going to start to get emails like this that really show urgency from DMV, okay? I've been unable to contact you regarding your recent application for your free DUNS. Please contact me at my number below as soon as possible. This is important, okay? So they're really going to make a big deal in calling you. It's not usually incessantly, but they will email you at least 2, 3, 4 times. They will call you at least 1, 2 times to leave voicemails saying it's important. This light's like crazy bright. Saying it's important that you get with them. Understand what they are trying to do is to sell you their DMV Credit Builder program. It's about $159 a month. It's about $1,500 a year. Sometimes they go a little cheaper. That's what they're trying to get in touch with you for. If you ignore them, if you don't reply to an email, if you don't get them on a phone call, all that will happen is you'll just get your DUNS number through email a few weeks later. Somebody just said they paid them nothing and they got their Dun & Bradstreet number or DUNS number. They got it within 3 weeks. That's pretty common. So you don't have to respond to them. The voicemails will say it's important. The emails will say it's important. But if you ignore them, then you'll still get your DUNS in a few weeks and nothing will happen. If you respond, you'll get on a call with an appointment with them or make an appointment with them. And then what will happen is you'll be on a call for at least 30 minutes to an hour with them, going over like a business review where ultimately what they're doing is they're selling you their DMV Credit Builder program. It's $159 a month. You can get it online if you type in Credit Builder, or it's about $1,500 a year. I've seen them go as low as $800. I've seen them go as high as $2,000 plus. Guys, who's going crazy on the loves, tell me who that is, please, because that's awesome. You're just going nuts on it. That's cool. I love it. So nothing will happen if you don't pay them or you don't answer that phone call, okay? Me and you're the best. Thanks. I love it. You're going crazy. Johnny Bravo, welcome. So if you don't pay them or you don't take that call, you'll still get your DUNS number. Nothing will happen. If you do take the call, they will hard sell you on their DMV Credit Builder program. Should you get it or not, that's up to you. What DMV Credit Builder will ultimately do, how can I get a virtual address? Go to creditsuite.com/virtual. Thank you guys for the shares and thank you for the loves. I appreciate it. So what will happen, will we be showing, that's hilarious. Johnny, man, why are you doing that? That's so cool. I hope you're getting a joy out of that. So anyways, we'll ignore Johnny. I'm going to give him one more chance before I just kick him out, which he's probably shooting for anyways. So that being said, you'll get your DUNS number about 3 weeks later. Once you get your DUNS number, then you'll need it in some credit applications. Now, if we look at how you initially build business credit, number. So if we look at some of the initial credit issuers that will give you credit based on your EIN with no personal credit check, Uline, Quill. None of these guys will even require your DUNS except for Gimplers. Gimplers will ask for your DUNS. So you can build most of your initial business credit without needing your DUNS number, but some creditors like Gimplers will need it. And when you start to get to store credit, fleet credit cards, cash credit cards, thank you guys again for going crazy on the loves, Andrew. I appreciate that. And whoever else is going crazy, that's awesome. Some of them will ask for your DUNS. So it is something you should get done pretty early in the process. That being said, that's awesome. Johnny, you are hilarious, man. That is so great. You're out of here. See it. Okay, so that being said, a lot of these companies won't ask for a DUNS number. Some of them very well will, like Gimplers. Okay, that being said, you do need to get it pretty early on in the process. So a few weeks assigned a DUNS number, and you'll get an email that looks something like this from DUNS. It'll tell you, here's your order number. Okay, the following DUNS number has been assigned. It's going to mention your DUNS number, and then it's going to be sent like this to you right here, okay? So that's exactly what this email is going to look like once you actually set up your DUNS number. And again, it only takes for that to actually happen. Just tuning in. Cool, Tiffany, welcome. It only takes about a few weeks for that to happen. So for those of you just getting here, creditsuite.com/reports, click on the Dun & Bradstreet. When you click on there, you'll go do a search to see if you have a business. If you don't have a business, go through DMV's iUpdate service. You can easily get to it through an actual a simple search on Google. And once you do that, then what's going to happen is you're able to actually search your business, and you're able to see if you have your DUNS number. If you have no DUNS number, you Google free DUNS number, you go through the steps, takes about 10 to 15 minutes. They'll send it to you in about 3 weeks. Unless you pay for it, you'll get it about 2 weeks sooner. Now that's done. You have your DUNS number. If you want to use DMV's Credit Builder, all DMV's Credit Builder does is, well, a lot of things. They'll give you access to your credit monitoring. They'll give you access to your credit scores. But what DMV also does is they'll let you add existing accounts to your credit report instead of building vendor credit. So, and guys, thank you guys for going crazy on the love. I know it's a lot of work to give that much love, which is awesome. Do you know how long does it take before an account starts showing on the report? It depends on the credit issuer. It's typically 60 days on average. Some only report every quarter, but it's 60 days on average before when you pay the bill and the account actually physically reports on your DMV credit profile. So with DMV Credit Builder, what happens is you can take existing accounts you have and add it to your credit report. And thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. So let's say, for example, that you have a software. We use Infusionsoft as our software. Well, we could pay DMV Credit Builder and add that as a trade line to our credit report. And in doing so, we can maybe skip the vendor step. Maybe we don't need to get vendor accounts to establish our initial business credit profile. We can use accounts we already have, add them to our DMV credit report, and then have them added that way where you don't actually need to physically come in and add vendor accounts. It's kind of a shortcut some way. It can possibly not be a shortcut if you don't have the counts that could actually report. Okay, so that's the key, is that in order for DMV Credit Builder to work, you have to make sure you have accounts that I'm going to show you right here. You have to make sure that you have accounts that meet their criteria that can report. If you do have the accounts that can report and the creditors are easy to get in touch with, meaning they're easy for DMV to, you give them a phone number and DMV to actually get on the phone with them, well, then it possibly makes sense to use Credit Builder. Now, when I type in DMV Credit Builder, what I pull up is like this, okay? I'm trying to keep their logo off this. They don't like it when I show that. Credit Builder Plus, okay? And I said it was $159 a month. But when you scroll down on this page, and right there is their page, dnb.com/credit-builder. When you scroll down on their page to the very bottom, and this is what we call small print, right? Then there's something right here that says DMV Glossary. This is important because this tells you everything that won't report. And on this page, DMV says all these accounts won't report. You can't use credit card companies, utilities. You can't use bank references, virtual offices, credit counseling, international companies, unknown SICs. Okay, any of these financial services, banks, credit unions, insurance, none of these can be added to a DMV credit report. So if you have accounts that are none of these restricted, that you know the creditor can can easily be gotten on the phone with DMV, then it might make sense for you to use Credit Builder. If you use 3, 4, 5 credit accounts you already have and added them to your DMV credit report, you could possibly skip this vendor credit a step. You could possibly get your initial credit report established with DMV without getting any vendor accounts. That's the benefit, is Credit Builder takes accounts you already have, adds them to the credit report, so you don't need to get this. It kind of expedites it, but only if you have accounts that aren't on that restricted list, only if you have accounts that are easy to get added. And keep in mind, you're not doing anything for your Experian and Equifax reports. You still need to add accounts to these. So even though this can shortcut your process with DMV, you're still going to have to go through a similar step here to what we talked about a few weeks ago to add these accounts to your credit report to build your Experian and Equifax. So it will help you for anybody pulling DMV credit reports, but it won't help you for people pulling Experian and Equifax reports. So that's kind of the good. The negative. Okay, I'm neutral on it. I love DMV. I think they have a great product, and I think their credit builder is good. They give you access to credit scores. They give you access to credit monitoring, which I think is great. And I think it's awesome to be able to add accounts you already have to your credit report. In the mortgage business, we used to call this supplementing accounts on your credit report. The bad parts about it is that they're very tough. That you've got to make sure that when DMV calls, that person answers the phone, or it's very tough to get DMV to call back. There's a lot of accounts on the restricted list you simply cannot add, and you're only building credit with DMV, not with the other reporting agencies. So there's the good, there's the bad, at least from how I see it. Whether you do it or not, that's up to you. So that's what they will try to sell you when you call them. So I've told you how to get your DUNS number. Now let's talk about how you get your Paydex score. So to get your Paydex score with DMV, it's basically accounts that report to DMV. You need to get 3 to be issued a Paydex score. Some people are on here saying they don't have 3 yet, and DMV is not giving them a Paydex score. So the Paydex score has to do with your payment history and what's called weighted average, which means the highest limit accounts you have on your DMV report, the heavier they weigh into your score. So let me give you an example. Let's say, and these are all real approvals that we tracked from people. These were all last week, $35,000, $25,000 approvals that we saw people on our live streams being able to secure. Let's say these both are on your credit report. Well, that means this account has a higher limit. It weighs more into your Paydex score than this account. Ange, thank you again for going crazy on the loves. You are the best. So that's what weighted average means. I'm not able to pay my debts when what happens. Well, if you're not able to pay things that report to DMV, I'll show you in just a second. So weighted average means the accounts with higher limits, like this one over this, weighs more into the score than the lower limit accounts. So if you're ever going to go late, for whoever just asked me that question, always go late on the lower limit accounts, because that will give you the better score. You don't want to default on your higher limit accounts. That can hurt your score because of DMV's weighted average. But here's how DMV's credit score works. So somebody just asked a question. They said, what happens if I go late on my debts? Well, do they report to Dun & Bradstreet? If they do, then your score will drop based on how late your average payments are. So if you're paying on time, you're going to have an 80 score, which means you pay your bills promptly. If you're paying 14 days late, you could have 70. Is no credit better than bad credit? Not in my opinion, because no credit will get you no credit, and a bad credit can at least be improved. At least it depends on the business and consumer side. Business credit is very easy to fix. Consumer credit, not so much, but it absolutely can be done, especially if you work with somebody that knows what they're doing in that space. So if you paid 30 days late on average, your score drops to 50. If you're 120 days on average, your score drops to 20. So somebody just asked, what if I have debts that I'm paying late? Well, with DMV, how late you pay will determine how low your score is. The lower your score is, the harder it is for you to start getting approved. So you really want a score of 70 or higher, which means you're paying pretty much on time, maybe a little late, but not that much. So all you have to do to get a Paydex score with DMV is get 3 accounts that report to them, pay them as agreed or better, and that's what will actually give you a good credit score with DMV. Okay, so what it comes down to is there's a few different ways to do that, right? I just talked to you about DMV Credit Builder. You could use that to add existing accounts you already have to your DMV credit report. 3 accounts, that gets you a Paydex score. How high your Paydex score is how well you paid the bills. The second option is to add these vendor accounts we talked about weeks ago. Go to Uline or Quill or Monopolize Your Marketplace or Gimplers or Seton or Granger. Go to any of those companies. Can you recommend an entity to help improve consumer credit? Well, if you're asking about an entity type, I would choose an LLC or a corporation, because these give you the best chance of limiting your liability. As a startup, or if you're not doing $1 million plus in revenue, I would go with an S Corp, not a C Corp, an S Corp or an LLC. C Corps are great once you get more established. So remember, 3 ways you can get 3 accounts on your DMV report to get a Paydex. DMV Credit Builder, which I just told you about. Get 3 of these accounts. These companies will all approve you even if you have no business credit now. They'll approve you with no personal credit check, and most of them report to DMV. Banks keep calling me and I'm not able to pay my debts. What can I do? On the personal side, you might want to talk. There's a lot of debt remediation programs out there that can help you consolidate your consumer debt. So what I would do is go to Google and look into debt counseling, look into debt consolidation. I don't have a service I use that I recommend, but there's a lot of those solutions out there today. So, and also keep in mind, what I'm showing you today has nothing to do with your personal credit. Have you heard about the change they're trying to incorporate with local and S Corps? I'm not exactly sure what you're referencing. I have 3 still and don't have a Paydex. You shouldn't have 3 accounts on your DMV report and not have a Paydex. I've never seen that happen. It theoretically should be impossible to do. You might want to call DMV, but my first advice is to pull your report. Do you have 3 accounts reporting with DMV? Okay, what about Sunbelt Rentals? Chasing Andrew Jackson, I think you told me about Sunbelt Rental before, but I haven't verified them. That's not a vendor or a creditor that we use with, so I can't really give you a bunch of insight. So remember, second way to get the Paydex is to get 3 of these. Uline, Quill, Seton, Strategic Marketplace, Granger. Get them, get credit, use the credit, pay the bill, it reports in DMV. I'm not seeing it. Yes, I have 3, Quill, Seton, and Granger. Well, then get more. And call DMV and ask, if somebody's asking how to file bankruptcy, contact the bankruptcy attorney. But I would try debt consolidation first. And I would ask DMV then. Contact DMV, and if you have a credit report, you verify there are 3 accounts reporting, that I would contact DMV to find out why. And I would focus on getting more accounts to make sure you have a DMV credit profile and score. But if you have 3 with DMV, you should have a score. If not, contact DMV and add more accounts to your report to make sure that you do get a score. That way you're covered up from 2 angles. Do you know Fuelman fleet requirements? Off the top of my head, usually most fleet cards, and there's a bunch of them here, most of them take about 10 accounts reporting before you can get fleet credit accounts, okay? So with fleet credit accounts and cash credit accounts, you need about 10 accounts reporting on your DMV, Equifax, and Experian, and you could start to get fleet credit. So DMV Credit Builder, you can add accounts you already have to your report to get 3. Vendor accounts, you can use some of these to get 3. Somebody says, what if I get 3 and they don't report? Well, first of all, make sure they're reporting, because some of them will take 60 days or a quarter to report. If you see 3 accounts on your DMV report, then contact DMV and find out why you're not given a Paydex, because it's really a weird thing. And then also add more accounts to make sure you do get the Paydex. I'm learning a lot with the 5 minutes I've been here. Awesome, Tiffany. I'm glad. That is exactly why I'm here. So the other option, the third option, is if you have good credit or a good credit guarantor of a 685 score or higher, that's actually changed, then you can get approved for up to 150 grand in unsecured business credit cards that report to the business credit reporting agencies. Okay, and if you're interested, if you do have good credit or a good credit guarantor, go to creditsuite.com/get funding. Fill out a real simple application. It's 5 questions, I think, and then our finance team will get on there and talk to you more. This will give you 5 business credit cards with limits of $10,000 or higher typically that report to the business credit reporting agencies, okay? So they report to the business credit reporting agencies. So this could give you 5 accounts this way as well. How much to join with this program? We don't charge you anything. For any kind of funding that you get, we don't ever charge you. We don't charge you an application fee. We don't charge you when you fund. The lender charges you about a 9 to 12% rate is what they'll charge you on what you actually get approved for. So they'll get you 5 business credit cards up to about 50, 100, 150 grand. They'll roll the fee right into the cards just like with an SBA loan, and we don't charge you anything to help. So you can go to creditsuite.com/get funding. We'll explain it, help you with it, help you get approved, go through the whole thing. We never collect a dime from you at all. Is this after vendor accounts with 6 sprints in funding? It could be in lieu of. So what I'm basically saying here is there's 3 different ways, 3 ways that you can set up your initial accounts with DMV. One is to use their credit builder, right? And if you use this credit builder service, you got to be careful. Some of these accounts don't report, but with credit builder, they can take existing accounts you already have and add it to your DMV credit report to get you 3. You can also use these vendors that will approve you even as a startup, even as a new company. And Ange, again, thank you so much for the loves. You're going nuts with it. I love it. And I'm colorblind, but I think that's orange, which is Gators color. And then there's some pink. I think there's pink. See, it sucks being colorblind. But I love the orange or green because green's color of money and orange is the Gators color. So I love it, whatever it is you got going on there. Okay, so vendor accounts, the second option. Get 3 of these accounts or more reported. My advice is if you're using this process, which has no credit requirements, no cash flow requirements, no collateral requirements, get more than 3. Get Uline, get Gimplers, get Seton, get Granger, get 5 or 6 of those. Because like somebody said, hey, I got 3 and I'm not getting a Paydex. Well, then get 6. Who cares? Get 6, get 7, get as many accounts as you can, and that's going to guarantee you get a Paydex while you're contacting DMV in that rare case to figure out why you might not. Credit builder option 1, vendor accounts credit to option 2. If you're blessed enough to have good personal credit or a guarantor with good credit, Amazon reports monthly. Yes, they do, chasing Andrew Jackson. So if you do have good credit of a 685 score or higher, a guarantor that does, well then this option can give you 5 business credit cards, and they're cash credit cards, or Visa cards, MasterCards, up to 150 grand that only report to the business credit reporting agencies. An amazing option if you have good credit, and you can go to creditsuite.com/get funding to get that option. So yeah, and then again, once you get these accounts and pay them as agreed, then you'll be given a good score. You want to pay them as agreed or early, and the earlier you pay them, the higher your score is. So that's really the entire process of exactly how to do this. Go to creditsuite.com/reports. Click on DMV. Go do a search. Do you have a business or not? If not, go through the process of setting up your free DUNS number. At the end of the process, they're going to give you an option for $50 to get it expedited. That maybe will get you the DUNS number 1 to 2 weeks sooner. In my experience, it's 3 to 4 weeks you're going to get your DUNS anyways. Okay, somebody says, so after you have a good Paydex, you can get funding with Credit Suite, no other accounts needed. Okay, so I'll walk you through that in just a second. So once you've done that, then you have your DUNS number set up. The next thing is how you get your Paydex score. It doesn't matter if your business is online, such as blogging. No, it doesn't. It does not matter if your business is online. But keep in mind that whatever industry you tell DMV you're in, you could be, your SIC code could get you denied for loans because it's high-risk industry. So just something to consider. You could do a little bit of research into high-risk industry, even search our YouTube channel where we map out what all industries are high-risk, okay? So that being said, once you then come in and have your DUNS, now let's get you 3 accounts reporting. You don't even have to wait for DMV DUNS to do this. If you use this vendor account option I just showed you, you don't need your DUNS number to get most of those vendor accounts. So next step is figure out how you're going to get your 3 accounts or more reporting to DMV. You could do the credit builder, which I showed you. You could use vendor accounts like I showed you, or if you have good credit, you can use the unsecured cash credit cards. Any of those options can get you 3 or more accounts reporting to DMV. Now somebody said, okay, so when I have an 80 Paydex score, then can I get funding? No, an 80 Paydex score is worthless. Let me explain what I mean. In business credit building, it's very easy to get a good score. All you have to do is pay your bill as agreed. That's it. That's all you have to do. So credit issuers look mostly at trade lines, or what we refer to in the business credit reporting world as payment experiences. How many accounts do you have on your actual credit report? That's what matters more than anything else. So if you come in and get 3 accounts reporting and get an 80 Paydex score, congratulations. You now officially, on paper, pay your bills as agreed. But that will not get you loans, guys. You then need to continue to get more and more trade lines. And when you get more than 3 trade lines, 3 to 6 trade lines reporting, then most stores will approve you for high limit accounts. When you get 10 to 15 accounts reporting, then you will start to get fleet and cash credit cards, Visa cards, Amex, MasterCards, and be lendable in a lot of cases. A lot of lenders are going to need other factors to qualify you other than just good business credit. But at this point, with 10 to 15 accounts reporting, then you can get fleet credit cards, cash credit cards. So these are all real approvals, okay? These are the starter vendors I told you, 500, 1,500, 2 grand, the ones I just told you. That's how you'll start these kind of limits. Then you'll start to get store credit with these kind of limits. Apple, Chevron, Amazon, 3,500, 7,500, 5,000 at Tractor Supply, 8 grand at Fuel at BP. Then you'll start to get higher limits and fleet credit cards. $16,000 fleet credit card. Here's another fleet credit card for $40,000. Here's a cash credit card for $7,000. Here's a store credit card for $40,000. More approvals for $8,000, $15,000, $20,000, $15,000. Here's other approvals. My handwriting's not as good. I scribbled these last week when I was on a live stream. 35 grand, 25 grand. But guys, think about it. What do you need to build a business that you can't get at Amazon? Can you imagine getting a $3,500,000 Amazon credit card, a $40,000 Best Buy credit card, $40,000 fleet credit card, of which a lot of people are taking cash out on? So at this level, you're not getting a loan when you have 10 to 15, but you're getting cash credit cards you can use anywhere. And a lot of people report that you can even use these fleet credit cards to take cash out on. So you're getting super high limit store credit cards at places like Amazon and Walmart you can buy almost anything at. Then you're getting fleet credit cards you can even in some cases take cash out on to get physical cash. And Visa and MasterCards, that's 97 or 98% of all the funding you'd ever need without getting a loan. And you got it all with no cash flow requirements, no credit requirements, and no collateral requirements. Business credit's the only way you can get money regardless of cash flow, regardless of credit, and regardless of collateral. And considering you can get cash credit cards, you can get credit cards you can take cash out on, you can get high limit store credit cards with these kind of limits, then at that point, you know, getting a business loan will require more than just established business credit, but you might not need a business loan at this point. Once you're holding that $40,000 Best Buy credit card and credit cards at Sears, Sunoco, Costco, Exxon, Apple, fleet credit cards you can get cash out on, Visa card, MasterCard. At that point, guys, you probably don't even need to qualify for a loan. But if you do need to, we'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? And here, if you do have good credit, creditsuite.com/get funding. If you want to expedite this business credit building process, creditsuite.com/consult will tell you how we take years of what people take to do this, and we do it in months. All these approvals under Christine, once she started with us, she got all these within 90 days. Now, she already had some vendor accounts reporting, but she was stuck for 2 years when she only had these few accounts. She didn't know how to proceed, hired a bunch of companies, failed, spent a bunch of money, and then you're talking about this. Now, somebody says 10 to 15 trades for no PG cards. No, absolutely incorrect. These are all no PG cards. These are no PG from the beginning. With all these vendors, none of these are personal guarantee. I'm showing you how to get all this credit with no PG. From the very beginning, you get this kind of credit with no guarantee. Once 5 of these guys report, then you start to get store credit cards with no PG. Then you start to get with 10 to 15 fleet and cash credit cards. Not only with no PG, but leaving your social security number completely off the application. You're not even putting it on the application. And you're forcing them to pull this and make the approval decision based on this. Who does Wells Fargo secured report to? I'm pretty sure it's DMV. Awesome. I also run a trucking company, Chasing Andrew Jackson. That's fantastic. Christine does too. And trucking companies love business credit because you get these high limit gas cards. So you can see she's in the trucking industry. Look at all the credit she's applying for, right? She's applying for BP and Costco and Exxon and all these. Then she's also getting fleet credit cards to fix all of her trucks. Fleet. She also got Ford financing for commercial vehicle financing. So we can get up to Credit Suite and you'll do it for me. We can't do it for you because you're going to choose the credit you want. You're going to apply and pay the bill. We just expedite the process. We tell you what order, the sequence of accounts to report and qualify for. So you've heard a lot of people on here get stuck And what they're telling you is, what do I do now? I don't have enough accounts to move forward. These accounts are reporting, etc. What we do is just help you through that process. We'll help tell you exactly which accounts to apply for in which order. So instead of you applying, denying, and figuring it out. So for example, early on, Staples might approve you, but Lowe's might decline you. So if you apply for Lowe's and Canoco and AutoZone and get denied, you're going to wonder why. What we do is map out in tiers the steps to apply for, so you'll know you can get approved. And then that's what just takes somebody like Christine, who literally took 2 years to get these accounts, and then within 90 days after starting got all these accounts. It's because we showed her the sequence or order of accounts to apply for, and then as you can see, her limits went from $5,000 all the way up to $40,000 where she ends up. You could do this on your own following my training. It's just, again, what we do is help expedite that to answer your questions. Tiffany, maybe a silly question. Does your consumer credit reflect if you're approved for business credit? No, it doesn't. These accounts, guys, do not report on the business credit, consumer credit reports at all. They don't report here. They don't require a consumer credit pull for approval. You don't need to give a social security number. There is no personal guarantee. I've shown you, and if you go back to creditsuite.com/scope or go to creditsuite.com/periscope, I even have a free guide there that maps out these steps. I see, and where do I sign up to help expedite the process? You can talk to us more here. creditsuite.com/consult, and we'll talk to you a little bit more. Now, you can give us a ring too. You don't have to schedule a consultation because our consultations are always backed up 1 to 2 days. That's 877-600-2487. 877-600-2487. We can talk to you more, or you can actually schedule a set time at creditsuite.com/consult for us to talk to you more. So this scope, okay, I'll watch replay later. This scope is not about teaching you this entire process. Today, my own goal was to teach you how to get your DUNS for free in Paydex. If you go to creditsuite.com/scope, you'll find all of our previous Periscopes, months and months of them. Periscope only keeps one for 24 hours. We keep them all. So you can go through those scopes and we will map out in depth each step here. Each step you saw I went through, I map out an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, each step in depth, creditsuite.com/scope. Or go to creditsuite.com/periscope and get a free guide on building your business credit there. Also, just at our website, creditsuite.com, go to the top right of our page and check out our YouTube channel. We literally have hundreds of hours of live training on there that map stuff out for you too that can help. And we're also pretty active on Instagram. I've got a podcast where I walk through this kind of stuff with you. All those are good resources to use. 3 reasons your program is better than the rest. Are there the rest? I don't even know. Guys, look, I'm not here really to pitch my program, but I can tell you this. There's only one that I need to mention. Our program comes with advising support. Do you approve? Do you recommend the Wells Fargo Secured Business Credit Card? It can work, but they do a personal credit check. I never recommend anybody that does a personal credit check. I added Wells Fargo to the board because a lot of people ask about Wells Fargo, so I wanted to have them on there. Valuable resource, thank you. Okay, so somebody asked what makes us different than anybody else. It's really simple. It's advising. It's coaching. We are the only company in the entire country that actually gives you guidance and coaching to help you through this entire process. Our advisors call you 5 times the first 5 days you're in. We call you regularly throughout. We're available through chat, through email, through phone. You're working with my team directly that helps you through this process. There's any other small programs that are out there, do it yourself. They expect you to do it on your own. What business address do you recommend getting a personal suite? A business address, use a physical business address, or the next thing I will recommend is using a virtual address. But guys, it's the coaching that makes us successful. We've never had an online complaint ever from a client ever. We've been in business for years. We've helped 10,000 plus people build business credit. We've never had a BBB complaint, Secretary of State. We've never had a complaint at all. 5-star Trustpilot rating. Why? Simple. Because we hold your hand and help you through this process. Other companies charge you for the same stuff I give away on my YouTube channel. Don't pay another company. You're crazy to. Go to my YouTube channel at that point and you're going to find a better process. It mapped out better, step by step, without paying anybody a dime to get it. If you're going to pay, you should be paying for coaching because it's what makes a difference in success. Do you assist with personal credit? Don't want to move forward with business credit? What's a good man? Great coaching. Should I wait? Okay, so you can build business credit regardless of personal credit. Don't wait for that if that was the same question. And I don't help with personal credit. There's a lot of good credit repair companies out there that do. If you want recommended to one, go to info@creditsuite.com. We'll recommend it. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm not here to pitch us today. If you want to work with us, great. We'll talk to you more. creditsuite.com/consult. If not, that's okay. That's why I do free training. But just keep in mind that before you ever work with any company to build business credit, go to their Better Business Bureau. Do they have complaints? Go look online. Do they have a bunch of complaints? If you Google their name, like if you Google mine, how much credibility shows up? If you don't see a lot of credibility and you do see complaints, then I don't care what you're buying, you have to be concerned about buying from any company that has a bunch of complaints or even a few complaints that are legitimate. We have one complaint on ripoff report from some crazy dude that wanted us to give away our service to him in exchange for a testimonial, and we wouldn't do it. We would never give anything to anybody in exchange for a testimonial. We feel it's unethical. Okay, but he slammed us online because we wouldn't give it away for free. He's a nut job. What can I do? There's nothing I could do. But we've never had any client ever complain. That says a lot about how successful we are. You search business credit on Google, we're the only company that shows up on a business credit search. So that being said, it goes to show, and in my world, I don't care if it's business credit services or what you're buying, credibility matters. If you're dealing with a company that has complaints, you have to ask yourself why. If you're dealing with a company that you can't Google the owner of the company and find a bunch of good stuff, then you have to ask yourself why, no matter what you're buying. So I really appreciate it, everybody. I'm going to be back here. Oh, no, I won't. I'm going to miss you all next week. I have a live convention here in Orlando, Florida called the Credit Boot Camp. That is for people that offer credit repair as a service. And I'll be speaking to them, teaching all of them how corporate credit works, business credit works. I might go live maybe during the actual thing. But last year I went live, not a bunch of people showed up. I'm in Orlando. Well, if you're interested in getting into the credit repair industry, you could go to creditbootcamp.com. I will be going. You going? Cool. Yes, I will be there. I'll be speaking multiple times, and I'll be there the entire 4 days to meet, greet, talk to a bunch of people. I might go live there. We'll see. Yep, Mike Citron hosts that event. Mike and I are good friends. We go back a long ways. Come to Cali. I will be in California. I come out there all the time, and I'll let you guys know when I'm out there. But this week, I'll be speaking in Orlando, Florida. Last week, I was speaking in Atlanta, Georgia. Always keep you abreast of where I am so you can maybe come join me. I will be in Orlando at Credit Boot Camp the entire 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so maybe I'll see you there. Maybe I'll go live, I don't know. But I know I will not be doing 4 o'clock live Periscope next week because I'll be there. In 2 weeks, I'll be back, and we're going to start talking about how you can get business loans. So make sure you come join us. Thank you so much for the loves, and you were awesome with the hearts. It was so cool. And everybody else, thank you so much, and thank you for the shares. I'll see you back. I hope you go live. We will see. I might go live when we're there. I will see how it goes down. But if I do, I don't even know my speaking time, so it'll be a surprise. If you follow us here on Periscope, you'll know when I go live. You'll maybe even see me talking about the stuff from the stage. There'll be 200-300 people probably there. I'll try to go live if I have an opportunity to do so. Thank you, everybody. If I don't see you next week live at the boot camp, then I will be back in 2 weeks live at Periscope at 4 o'clock, and we'll start talking about how to get business loans. If you missed anything today, go to creditsuite.com/Periscope to get a free guide on building business credit. You want to adopt me? LOL. I'd love to, but I already have 2 kids that are a handful, an 8 and a 6-year-old, that keep me extremely busy, or I would gratefully consider adopting you. And I'll see you all back in 2 weeks, 4 o'clock, live here on Periscope. We start decoding